Vancouver Community College has teamed up with Vancouver Fashion Week to offer recent graduates the opportunity to showcase their work on the runway. The show is called Fiat Mode, and it's all about embracing creativity. Let's see what the designers came up with this year. Tonight is essentially the grand finale of a grueling 2-year program. Tell me what's taking place here.
Well, all of our graduates are showcasing their 5-piece collections on the runway at Vancouver Fashion Week, which is the first time we've done it and is extremely exciting for everybody involved. The audience is built of media people, but also the industry people, the people that we want to hire our students are out there as well. And then a ton of friends and family that are all cheering them on and supporting them and have been supporting them all through the program and are so excited to celebrate them tonight.
When your teachers at VCC asked you to go find inspiration for the final collection, where did you go?
I went back to this novel I had read years ago by Haruki Murakami. It's called Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World. And it's a book about two worlds that run parallel to each other. And it kind of has a bit of a sci-fi feel. Yeah, so that inspired my collection. I looked to include fabrics with some subtle texture to them. I also included a lot of ties. I have kind of like an obi-inspired tie, so to include kind of a Japanese feel to it.
How do you feel when you see all of that walking down the runway? You know, you were inspired by a book, you really took it into consideration, and you actually translated that into something that could be on the runway.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's been such a long emotional process, and it's definitely changed and evolved a lot in the past year that we've been working on it. Yeah, it was just very exciting to see the girls in the looks, and they did a great job. And I want to definitely just move on to create another collection and continue with my ideas.
Fiat Mode is all about celebrating creativity. Tell me, how did you bring your creative side to the runway?
Well, I was really inspired by William Gibson's work Neuromancer and the animated film Ghost in the Shell. And I had written about those in university, so I decided to actually explore my artistic side in school by using those as an inspiration in combination with abandoned buildings.
How do you take all of that that's going on in your head, all these different inspirations, and actually apply it to something that's wearable?
For me, I usually come up with a character in my mind, and I imagine what would this character be doing in this world, and what would she or he be wearing, and then it just kind of goes from there. Also, looking at the fabric and just going to the fabric store really helps.
How did VCC help nurture that creativity within you?
I was really encouraged by all of the teachers. It was the first time that I felt like people really just pushed me to do what I wanted to do. If you want to be crazy, go for it. If you want to do something a little bit more different than what you think you are, then go for it. So I really appreciated the different perspectives each teacher also offered. So.
Your look is inspired by insane asylums. Tell me how you decided to model your runway show after that.
Well, I wanted to have a dark inspiration, get myself out of my comfort zone just so I can see how far my inspiration can help me with my designing process, and I do feel like it helped me figure out things that I never thought I could possibly draft or make.
Your designs also aren't gender specific. How did you decide to take that approach?
Well, I always wanted to learn how menswear clothing works, so I wanted to also just make it fair in a way. So if women want to wear the menswear looks, they can, and men can wear the womenswear looks. So that was one thing that I wanted to specify my collection on.
Walk me through what people would have seen coming down the runway.
So there would be a lot of high collars, sense of you being trapped or confined in your garment. So there were a few looks where they had side panels and their hands were stuck in there, or the sleeves were stuck in the pocket, but your hands were still free, so you can have some sort of freedom.
Inspiration can come from so many different places, as I'm sure you know. Where did you find the inspiration for the looks tonight?
Really, I just wanted to create a collection that came from what I was feeling at the time. I've been in school for a couple years now, and the collection is inspired by being in between two spaces. So it's kind of like you're on this journey, you've left one space and you're moving to another, but you just need to be kind of present in the space that you are in.
How do you actually take everything that's happening in your head and create it and make it into something that's actually wearable?
Well, I think like when you're sketching and drawing, you just draw whatever comes to mind and your inspiration and like whatever translates onto paper. And then one of the processes that I really loved about design was like taking those exact drawings that I had drawn and reproducing them in clothing form, three-dimensional form. So like my goal was to make them look as much like my drawings as possible.
With plenty of daring designs on the runway, VCC's annual graduate show delivered exactly what it promised: unbridled creativity. For more information on the school and its programs, visit vcc.ca. I'm Nicolle Hodges, and you're watching City Lights on Novus TV.